I'm not sulking. Well, maybe a little. I'm just not feeling San Diego at all. And I have no desire to explore. I have no desire to spend money in the city, and that's not like me. So, San Diego, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling you, and that's your fault. So when I was flying from Calama Airport near San Pedro in Chile to Santiago, I had absolutely no idea what was going to unfold. I was so busy admiring the volcanoes and the beautiful mountains that I could see below me that I had no thought as to what was going to happen later. And I had planned on doing this hop on, hop off bus tour of Santiago. But with what happened, I just did not feel like doing it. So we arrived at the airport, waited for our baggage, collected our baggage, and loaded them onto the baggage trolleys. And we started walking for the exit. But I got caught behind a bunch of old ladies. So, what happened is no matter how hard I tried, I could not get past those old ladies. And I saw the rest of my tour group moving ahead. I couldn't get to them. By the time I got through the exit, they were gone. Not the old ladies, my tour group. And I searched everywhere. I walked up and down the arrivals hall of the airports. I looked at through all the exits. They had just vanished. And then when you arrive at the airport in Santiago, all the taxi drivers are all asking if you want a taxi, and you'd been advised not to take those taxis because it's not necessarily safe. So I was just saying, no, it's okay. I'm with a tour group. I'm with a tour group. It's fine. But obviously, I must have not been a very good actress because I didn't hide the fact that I had lost my group and searching everywhere. And I went up to the next floor, to the next level, and then an airport, so-called airport security official approached me and asked me if everything was okay, and I said I'm just trying to find my tour group. And he said, oh no, the tours meet on like level 3. So he took me up to level 3. My tour group wasn't there, and I'm thinking, damn, nobody realized I wasn't with them, and they've gone and they've left me at the airport, and I don't even know the name of the hotel we're going to. Yeah, it was a little bit of a panic situation, and I'm quite a seasoned traveler. I've been traveling for years, and when I do things independently, this kind of thing doesn't happen. I always know where I'm going, and I can laugh about it now, but at the time it wasn't actually that funny. Anyway, so he showed me his badge. He looked official. I took it for granted. He is airport police. That's what he said he was. And he took my bags off me, and I said, no, it's okay. I can keep my bags. No, don't worry. I mustn't panic. He will sort it all out for me. So I said, okay. And I'm thinking, the tour group leader never gave me his phone number. I don't know how to get a hold of anybody. And then I remembered, oh, I've got the itinerary, and I think the hotel name is there. So I took that out my bag, and the airport policeman took that from me, and he said, okay, he'll call the hotel and confirm that we're going to be there. So he called the hotel, confirmed that we were going to be there, and then he said, oh, they've already arrived at the hotel, and they have said that you must take a taxi to the hotel and you will be refunded. So I thought, okay, cool. Why wouldn't I believe him? He's the person in authority. I don't speak any Spanish. And yeah, so I followed him like a blind little mouse. And he then organized like a taxi, which just happened to be waiting right where he walked out. And the first big red flag for me was when he jumped into the taxi as well. And I thought, why would the airport police be going with me in a taxi? Maybe Santiago is very dangerous and they've got to protect me through the street. I don't know what I was thinking. I was still in shock that I'd lost my tour group. And anyway, we driving along, and then the policeman says, oh, we need to stop at an ATM. And I was like, why are we stopping in an ATM? You said that the hotel was going to refund the money and they were going to pay you. No, it's better that we do it this way with cash. And then he said, it's just going to cost 400. And I'm thinking, and I'm going, 400 pesos? And he said, yes, 400 pesos. And I'm thinking, 400 pesos is nothing. I paid more than that for an empanada. This can't be right. I said, you sure it's 400 pesos? So he said, just stop at the ATM. Anyway, so the taxi driver stops at an ATM when we now in the city. And I take out my card, I put it into the machine. And the next thing I realize that in this like little secure ATM booth, I've got both the taxi driver and the policeman in there with me. And I'm thinking, something's not quite right here. And by this stage, I've typed in my PIN before I realized they were in there with me. And the next thing, the taxi driver just reached past me and he pressed 200,000 pesos, which is over $300. And I was like, what are you doing? And as I'm going, what are you doing? The policeman reaches in and he takes the money out the machine. And I didn't even touch this money. And then he says, take your card, we've got to go now. And I'm thinking, but you've just taken like the equivalent of about $320 off me. There's no ways anywhere in the world a taxi ride from airport into the city is going to cost $320. I mean, no. And then I'm realizing I've been scammed. And I'm thinking, I don't know what to do because they've got my luggage. I don't know where I'm going. And these two men, I mean, what happens if they're armed? Yeah, I was quite upset. And Anyway, get back. We're no sooner back in the taxi. They're supposed to be going to drop me off at the hotel because they've now been paid this fortune. When the phone rings, and it's the head office from the tour company calling me from Peru, and they're saying, where are you? They're still looking for you at the airport. And I said, oh, but I was told they're already at the hotel. And I explained what had happened, and I said, and these guys have now taken my money, and I don't know what to do. And he said, no, this is definitely a scam. This is a common scam. And put me on the phone to them. So I try and pass the phone to the policeman in the front, and he refuses to take the phone. Eventually, I insist, and he takes the phone, and he won't even hold the phone to his ear. He holds it like in front of him, and then he ends the call, and he says, oh, call is over. And I'm thinking, what the hell now? And then they just stopped the taxi right there, and the driver gets out, throws my things on the sidewalk, and the policeman says, get out. And I get out, and then they drive off, and now I'm left on the sidewalk with my luggage, and I've got no idea where I am. Anyway, luckily, they threw me out about 2 blocks from the hotel that I was supposed to be checked into, and the head office of the tour company called me straight back, and they said, what happened? They just ended the call. And I said, no, they've just dumped me unceremoniously on the sidewalk and buggered off. And so he said, whereabout are you? And I had to sort of look for like landmarks, and then he directed me how to find the hotel. And so that was the big scam that I faced that put a blight on my enjoyment of San Diego. It's like everybody went out. Then eventually the rest of the tour group came back, and it was like, what had happened? And we loaded everybody's luggage in the tour bus, and we were ready to go, and then we did a head count, and you weren't there. What happened? And I explained, I got stuck behind an old woman, and nobody waited for me, and I didn't know we were supposed to be meeting this tour bus. So, that's my big scam story. So I would say be very careful in Santiago if you are at the airport and someone approaches you with an official airport security police badge. There's a good chance it's fake, and they're not really police, and they're just there to scam you out of your money. This is my room in Hotel Libertad in Santiago, Chile. And here's the bathroom. Good. Toilet not underneath the shower. Let's see how much of a view. I'm on the 9th floor. Oh, beautiful. I have a view of a big wall. So I know I should have just dusted it off, thrown it to the universe and moved on, but I couldn't. I just hated the fact that I had been scammed, and I had felt so helpless at that time, and I didn't know what to do or who to call, and I hadn't been better prepared. So I suppose I stayed in my in the hotel room and sulked that afternoon. And the next day, I didn't really feel like exploring Santiago. I was going to do the hop-on, hop-off bus, and I walked to the square to go and catch the bus, but I don't know. I just didn't feel like exploring the city at all, and I just looked around and I thought this looks like any other European city, even though it's in South America, which is a bit of a negative attitude to have. retrospect, I'm sure Santiago is a lovely place and it's well worth a visit. And it's not that dangerous, although one of the other people in our tour group had her handbag snatched that had her passport in and all her cards, and she had to miss the next leg to Mendoza while she had to wait for a temporary passport. So it just, I don't know, it just was not, I was not feeling Santiago, and I'm not sure I want to go back. But I'm probably not, I'm doing probably doing it a disservice, and it is worth visiting. I just, I don't know, I just let a bad experience get me down. When I did go out, I noticed they had all the same kind of shops and fast food outlets you get the world over. It seemed it was a clean city. It seemed quite organized. There was quite a heavy police presence in the streets, and yeah, I think there probably are lovely old buildings to look at. Um, One thing I did notice was that there seemed to be lots and lots of little bakeries selling different kinds of cookies and pastries. So that is obviously a big thing in the Chilean culture is, yeah, baked treats, because honestly every second shop seemed to sell these cookies. Um, I didn't, yeah, I just wasn't even feeling it to try any. I mean, I know that sounds really sad. I did notice there are quite a lot of street musicians and buskers, and even there was like a little, oh, I can't even think of the word, like a pergola. Well, I don't know what, can't think of the word. But in the middle of the square, um, where I stopped for lunch, and there was live music playing, and they were quite a decent rock band. So I had lunch, nice, delicious ceviche, and listened to the music. So that was probably the highlight of my visit to Santiago. So if you'd like to find out more about some of my travels and adventures, hopefully no more scams, then please like, subscribe, hit the bell to be notified of my next video. I post videos regularly every single week. I travel quite extensively all over the world, and I'd love you to comment in the comment section, and please share if you feel this video will benefit someone who's traveling to South America and might need to be looking out for scams. So I'll see you on the next adventure. Ciao.